What is up, y'all, and welcome back to the Runaway Ranch.
The past couple of weeks, we have been working on trying to make our animals a little more self-sufficient. Now, self-sufficient, what do we mean? We mean our life is full of little tedious tasks.
More than you can imagine.
Yeah, and that's just part of being off-grid, or at least the early days of off-grid. And obviously, the animals are a big part of those tedious tasks. So by self-sufficient, we just mean food systems and watering systems that kind of take care of themselves.
And that we don't have to do every day. Also in hopes that we're able to leave the property at some time and leave with other people as well.
So in just a minute, we'll show you a couple of the food changes that we made for both our goats and our chickens. And then today we are working on the water project. And that's setting up a rainwater collection system, our chicken coop, and our goat shelter. And we have 3 to 5 inches of rain coming over the next couple of days. So it's a big goal to get this finished today.
What better time than today?
We're Matt and Cass. 1 year ago, we traded in our life on the road for a 32-acre piece of raw land in rural Tennessee. And since we arrived, we've been hard at work, transforming this land into our off-grid homestead. There's been ups, and there's been downs, but little by little, we're seeing this dream come alive, and we're bringing you along for it all. Come run away with us.
It's the ranch life, baby! Alright, so we are in the goat pen, and this is what we're using for hay feed when the girls aren't on the rotational pasture, which a lot of the time, especially this time of year, they are. But I'm here, so then now they want to eat. This is actually just a laundry bin. We looked at a couple different options, and the hay barrels that the hay holders, I should say, what you can find online are really expensive, like the legit hay holders. This is just a Walmart laundry bin that had a cloth thing in that we took out, and then we screwed it right in. What's nice about this is that we don't have to put hay in here every single day. It'll last them about 5 days right now when they're out on pasture during the day. So the idea is that it's more self-sufficient, right? We don't have to do something every single day. Just every few days we fill it up and leave it, and the girls go crazy. Hi, girls.
And this is our new chicken feeder. All we did was got a cheap Tupperware that we found at Walmart. We intentionally got a clear one so that we could actually see the food level. You can hear all the chickens around you. And ordered just the little feeding holes off of Amazon. Used a hole saw to drill through and install those. So far it seems like this will actually last them over a week. It kind of varies on how much they're eating, probably dependent on how much forage they're able to find. But this has made the job a lot easier so that we don't have to come in here and feed the chickens every single day. We're able to just see right through when we're walking past or going to collect the eggs, how soon we're gonna have to refill this.
The goal is for all of this to kind of run on its own, right? So something else we're doing inside the coop is we are doing the deep litter method. So far I like it. I'm still kind of adjusting to it. But the idea is that we only have to do a big clean out of the coop a few times a year. So far it is going very well. If you know anything about the deep litter method, it has to go through that funky smell and then it starts to get better. And so far we like it. So that's what we are doing inside the coop to help these girls be more self-sufficient long term.
One day I'm gonna get a tape measure that's like really expensive and super sturdy. About 8.5 feet. That's a 10-foot gutter. This is the back of our chicken coop. We got gutters from Lowe's, so we're gonna run a gutter off of this roof, and then that's gonna funnel into a rainwater barrel. And then with that rainwater barrel, we're actually gonna put chicken waterers. We're gonna drill right into it and have the chicken waterers part of the rainwater barrel so that they can just drink right from that 47-gallon collection system.
You like doing gutters, honey?
Hate doing gutters. I'm not good at it. I know that. I'm not gooder at it. I don't know. Does that work?
No.
Yeah. I don't like it. I didn't like it doing. I didn't like doing it for the rainwater collection on the cabin. It's just not my thing. But when you're doing rainwater, you gotta do gutters sometimes. And I know we've had some people suggest using PVC instead of regular gutters, but when I priced it out, it's actually more expensive to use PVC. So, yeah. Real riveting action today. Alright, the gutter is now up on the chicken coop. I took a pretty aggressive angle with it, so it slips down pretty quick. Idea of that is I really want to keep this water from pooling up as much as possible, since we're not filtering it. And that aggressive angle should help. Ultimately, the appearance of it from the back of the coop doesn't matter, so the silliness of that angle looking kinda like this doesn't matter. So next up is getting the rain barrel ready with the chicken waterers. Unfortunately, Cass is not feeling well today. We were hoping she was going to be able to fight through it and be on camera, but she is feeling like crap. So she's going to help me behind the camera, but y'all are stuck with me for the rest of the day. Maybe she'll pop in here or there if you're lucky enough. But now we got our rain barrels. So this is what's going to collect the water off of the roof of the chicken coop. And these are our chicken waterers. We were hoping to use these more like peck style because these bowl styles sometimes get a little algae buildup or dirt in them. But the washers that we had that went on the back of this aren't working right because this actually tapers up. So we're hoping to double back once we install these bowls when we get the right washers with these. But today we'll start with these bowls. So I'm bringing up the water a little higher than the old chicken waterer that we bought from Amazon. And the reason for that is when it rains, the rain splashes down on the dirt, then washes all the mud up into these bowls. So I'm bringing it up about as high as I think is comfortable to allow our bantam chickens. Bantam chickens are like miniature chickens, and we have one rooster and one hen. I want to make sure that they're not too high for them to reach. So got it up a little bit, but still keeping it low enough for them. Hello! Does it echo?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Now, theoretically, once we get this all set up, and I guess once the rain comes tomorrow, we'll never have to fill the water for our chickens again. That's the idea. Who knows? We just came out of a pretty big drought, so if we got something like this again, maybe we'd have to top it off. And then obviously today, we had to decommission our old waterer. They'll be drinking out of this right away, so I have to add some water in. But 1 in, 2 to go. Slid down more than I wanted it to. Oh well. Still holding it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As know, I am not.
Look at that, she's here. I lied.
As you guys know, I'm not feeling great, but what's so great about this, it's a very small project. It's actually like a huge life improvement, and that is what we've been focusing on lately here, is just like little things to do on the property that make our life easier, which takes back from some of the big stuff, like big epic projects, but also our day-to-day is just so much better. So little projects like this are super important on a homestead. Now I'm done being on camera.
Look at that. You can't keep her off camera. The camera just loves her too much, you know? She's laughing back there.
We love an easy project.
Yeah, pretty easy. Not done yet though. So we have the watering cups in, and when you hit this, the water will come out once it's in. The part that I'm not sure about yet is what we have next, and that's gonna be getting the hole saw cut in the top, but then using window screen to keep bugs out. Kind of pre-set up where we ended up going with this flexible hose. We bought the rigid aluminum and the flexible, figured out that they're actually the same price by the time you add up all the parts, and this was just easier to work with. So we're using that one for here. Then I mocked up about where we want it to enter the barrel top, and I'm now taking the barrel top off to drill the hole through it, and I'm just simply taking it off so that the plastic shavings don't fall into the barrel, into where the chickens are going to be drinking their water. I'm going to put the screen on next, but first I need to add a little water in here so they have water before it starts raining tomorrow. I'm not sure if this 6 gallons will do it, but this was a gallon. This was a jug that I kept in the chicken coop area to refill their old waterer, and this is the next iteration.
Everything is very step by step here, right? Like you get the coop up, you get it the way you think you want it, you get the water the way you think you want it, and then you start making upgrades as you need to. What's about that is you get to learn what works for you and your flock or your herd or your systems on your property.
Next up, screen.
And we are going to use good old Gorilla Tape.
I had a better design than the Gorilla Tape to hold the screen on. I was going to build like a little wood frame with 1x2s and then bolt it through this top, but I forgot the bolts at Lowe's and I don't have the ones that are going to work. But I know the Gorilla Tape is going to hold in fine for probably longer than we'll ever need it to. But I'll say right now that I'm going to come back and do this one day the right way. But, quotations. But I'll just monitor this Gorilla Tape and see how that works. But we are using just regular window screen for this. We actually have to replace the screen door screen in our van Jolene and some of our camper home because our animals are just savage. So we bought this big roll for that, and I'm just going to cut a couple squares for this project. They're already using it. Is that some good water, girl? Yeah? And there you have it. That's the basically completed system, Gorilla Tape and all for the screen filter. Probably a couple modifications we'll go back and do, like securing this pipe on the top of the barrel a little bit better. But for right now, this is going to work great for us. Obviously, the chickens have used these cups already, so they're just going to walk right up and start drinking from them. So, one farm animal down, one to go. Two eggs so far today. Our girls haven't been laying very well recently, so we've had a little bit of an egg shortage, but this egg here is pretty exciting. We had a local 4-H, what's it called? Chick chain raffle, I believe. And how it works is the local 4-H gives kids chickens to raise, and then they auction them off. And they had like a real auction guy there and everything. So we got 3 new hens, and they're 6 months old, and this right here is a pilot egg. So before they start laying their normal eggs, they start laying kind of funkier looking eggs, smaller eggs, called pilot eggs. So that means at least one of them is starting to get ready to lay.
Well, before we were able to finish our projects yesterday, the rain started. I wasn't feeling great, so we thought, you know what? We might as well do it tomorrow anyways. So we relaxed yesterday, but we are back at it today before this rain gets crazy. The hurricane is coming, the tropical storm is coming. We are just trying to make sure we can collect as much water as possible and storm prep the property here.
Oh, that's a big baby. She's getting so big. She's getting so big.
She's such a big girl. He's a big girl.
Okay. Oh.
He loves that, huh?
This pushing into me so hard. My arms hurt from pushing on him so hard, but he loves it. He loves it. Oh, man.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
Hi, baby.
Hi, Bebs. All right, so let's get this gutter on. So y'all were with us when we made this goat shelter. You see our 2x4s coming out here. I am just going to put this 1x4 up. Give me, what's that called? There's a name for it on a house. That's the board that the gutters mount into. Blanking on the name, but that's basically what I'm doing here. And then we'll put the gutter into that. And then here's a rain barrel. This is a 55-gallon rain barrel. I forgot if we said or not, but the chicken water was a 47-gallon rain barrel.
Just thinking, while me and Matt are pretty excited about this rain, it's a lot of rain. It's a little too much rain, but it's been such a drought, so we will fill up all of our tanks. Everyone will have water. The garden will have water, so that'll feel good. The goats hate rain, so they aren't going to be happy, and they won't be able to be on pasture. They will just be here eating hay, which they are very particular. So it's very funny to be like, hey, sorry girls, buckle up. It's going to be a rainy few days, so you're going to be stuck here.
Wherever the barrel needs to be.
We have also decided that this smells like green chilies, which I think is what was in it.
Yeah, the other barrel said green chilies on it, and it said like from New Mexico. So
and the other barrel didn't smell like green chilies,
Yep.
but this one does. So what we decided to do, and because this one didn't have like a removable top, so some of the plastics might have gotten in, we're actually going to let this one fill totally up and then dump it before we give any water to the girls, just to make sure that
we could even put
they
like
don't
a
have
squirt
anything
of soap
on
or
it.
two in it.
Yeah,
well.
a squirt of soap, just, you know, we rinse it out a little bit before we give anything to the girls, just because we don't want them to have hot mouths from any of the green chili bacteria. And if any of the little plastics or anything got in there, we want to just flush it all out. Doing the old Gorilla Tape again.
Yeah, why not? Seems like it's working over there. Why not have it work here? Look at that. Perfect. We went a little further on the project than I expected. I took a small pallet and I cut it to the size of the barrel, and then I just dug out the ground below it so that the barrel could still fit underneath the gutter. But this raises the barrel a touch, which A, brings the downspout right up to where the screen is, and B, brings the water level a little bit higher for when we're gravity feeding buckets. The water tank's now a little bit higher. So, and then obviously that's going to give more stability to the barrel, just kind of give it a better platform. Once there's weight in it, it'll sit still. And then our plan from here for now is just to connect a short hose. And ultimately, sorry, I'm breathing a little heavy because I was digging this all out. But ultimately, their water buckets are right under there. We just have to bring them right here and fill it. We can get a bigger water trough. We've talked about a little water circulation system, like a solar powered water circulation system. But this is a huge improvement for us right now. I'm pretty excited about it. Let's bring the rain.
We are ready for the rain now, and everybody is set up.
Well, the animals are ready for the rain. We still got to do what we got to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to get up, clean out the gutters, put some stuff away. We're going to get some wind. I don't think it'll be too bad.
No, it won't be too bad.
But this is what we have been focusing a lot here recently, is just focusing on convenience projects. I've shown this in some previous videos where so much of our time is just taken up by tedious tasks. And not only does that just take away from A, relaxation, or B, other more important projects, but what we found is it really keeps us from feeling like we can ever leave the property for more than a day.
A day or two.
Yeah.
And that is like not what we want. You know, like we do want to be able to leave and enjoy ourselves in other ways as well.
Yeah, so we've been planning out little things that are like, okay, if we want to leave for like a 2-night camping trip in our van, how can we make that happen? And projects like what we did today are what's going to help us be able to actually consider that. So
if you're starting out on a new property or building out a homestead or an off-grid, whatever you're doing, know that making things easier for yourself is really, really important. And little projects can make a huge difference in your day-to-day.
Yeah, even if it like doesn't feel like it's important because it's not part of the large picture that you're trying to achieve, little things like this will help you eventually achieve that long picture and hopefully not burn out. So thank you so much for watching today's video. If you don't already, make sure you subscribe to our channel. It means so much to us.
We love you guys so much.
Cheers, y'all.
See you next week.
Bring the rain.
And bring down the rain!